example, so many things you talk about, like a team shoots 57%, but 23-2 on second chance points and shot margin.
Yeah, no, it's, like I said, I think I said this on the radio today, playing teams like Chicago are great tests for the playoffs because of their ability to go on runs, their ability to impact the game on turnovers, points off turnovers, offensive rebounds, free throws. They test you on the margins. And I didn't have a box score, but from what I saw, I know we had more turnovers than they did, but for them to play big with Vucevic and Drummond and to out-rebound them 12-3 on the offensive glass, have a 21-point fourth quarter, and for them to only shoot 11 free throws, that's a recipe for success on nights that you might not have it, so to speak. So that's important for us to be able to continue to develop those habits and find different ways to win.
What, Luke in particular, what did you think of his work in that situation?
What he's been doing, his ability to navigate defensive coverages, his ability to impact the game offensively. I thought he had some tough offensive rebounds for us that really kept us in the game emotionally, so to speak. I think coming out, second night of a back-to-back, guys out, the role guys in particular, credit to them, all their minutes had to step up. But a couple of those just physical, present plays kind of kept us in it. And I thought O'Shea was great tonight as well in that department.
Were there things defensively that you didn't like, or did you feel like they were just kind of hitting shots?
Not really. I mean, they had 4 guys shoot threes that, I think we could do a better job of doing both. You're so worried about the Vucevic, DeRozan pick and roll and having shift activity and stuff like that. So, we could have had maybe some better closeouts on a couple of them, but I thought their role guys played well. They made threes. They made shots. But, that space of the game that Chicago's great at is forcing turnovers into transition offense, right? So we start the game with 4 turnovers for 8 points in transition. Now you're behind, right? So then you start it with 4 turnovers, 8 points off turnovers, and then they have 12 points off guys that, want to close out to, but take away the drive. So now you're kind of behind as far as the margins there, and the guys did a good job of working their way back into it.
Joe, second night of a back-to-back on the road. We've talked about it all season long, missing 3 starters. But what has allowed you guys, what went into being able to, no matter who's on the floor, you guys give yourselves a chance to win?
Just the locker room. Like you said, we talked about it tonight. O'Shea, I thought Svi gave good minutes, X. It's funny, I yelled Jaden's name. He was shocked he went in at 4 seconds, but we've given up 4 points in 4 seconds against Denver and against Detroit. And so, those 4 seconds matter. So just every time someone goes into the game, they know their minutes matter and they play the role that they need to do to give us the best chance to win. And, it looks different every night, so it's a credit to them, really.
It seemed like a lot of guys, obviously throughout the game, kind of had their segments, the third quarter out. So good, you mentioned O'Shea at the start of the fourth.
And the second?
Yeah, in the second.
Yeah, Peyton throughout the game, Sam.
Yeah, just kind of.
X and Luke minutes had some physical rebounds in there on the offensive end as well. So I said it's just that the guys find different ways to impact the game.
Do you run plays for Sam?
I think the guys we talked about this before. The guys have done a better job of understanding how to use Sam as a weapon, whether it's to get him open or to use him as a decoy for 2-on-1s. And he has an innate ability to balance the floor with spacing, but also create indecisions. And so we don't run a ton of plays for him, but the guys have really learned how to use him as a weapon offensively. And so it's opening up things for him, but also for the other guys.
He's got 23s in the last 3 games, which is
awesome.
Franchise record. Yeah,
he's made.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
The last 3 games that he's played in. Is that just him and his development, a comfort, a heater, the team?
I think it's just a comfort level of knowing that his teammates are looking for him. I think that's really what it is. And you give him the ball. If you look at most of his threes, they're really good passes, timely passes into his shot. So I think it's really just that comfort level that he knows he's going to get open and he knows the guys are going to see him.
You seem revved up about that. There's some games you seem revved up about. Is this one?
These last 2 have been fun. I guess you can't take winning for granted. I thought the guys have handled it really well with the competitive mindset, and there's no reason for us to. There's many reasons why we could have a lull from an effort standpoint or from a competitive standpoint and just lay down. And not who's to say that it might not happen on this trip? It might, but up until this point. Especially after the Milwaukee game, which was a game that was probably circled for the guys. For us to just continue to play hard is the habit that we need to have. So I love that more than anything else. Even if we didn't win, I think we're playing the right way. We just got to keep that, and we can't take winning for granted.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks.